Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge in Chicago. Ted, thanks for coming on. All right, brother, what are your thoughts here? What's going on in these markets?
Well, you know what? Soybeans are the one that's heavy here today. Aside from that, corn and wheat are pretty much sideways. They've shaken off some earlier heaviness. And I think what we got going on is we had some bad economic data out of China last night. That obviously affects soybeans the most. So the soybeans are the heaviest because of it. Also following through from yesterday's reversal lower day that we saw from the overnight session to the close that we had at the end of the day yesterday. Technically speaking, the soybeans look like they kind of want to go down and test those lows again. It just doesn't have a good look or feel to it. I think corn's getting a little bit of a benefit from the rains happening in Nebraska right now. Planting progress that we saw yesterday afternoon wasn't showing us far ahead of pace. We're just right on average. So maybe that'll slow us down for a day or two, and maybe we're a little sensitive to that. Also, corn had a spike earlier this morning right around 10:30, and I have a hunch that maybe there might be some cash buying happening there. I'm wondering if Mexico's involved. It'd be very typical for them to come in. We saw a flash sale to Mexico not long ago. So, yeah, I don't know. Corn and wheat just trading sideways, just consolidating, but soybeans are the ones that have been under pressure here today.
And do you think this will probably, we're going to get, obviously we'll have a report, or we had the report that not a lot came out of that. Now we're going to look at the May one, which kind of gets a little bit more spicy, right?
Yeah. Well, so we're going to be looking at the first USDA balance sheet for new crop that we see on a WASDE report. We've seen something on Outlook, but now we're going to look at it on WASDE. I'm here at the data users meeting, the USDA's data users meeting in Chicago to ask some questions specifically about Brazilian production numbers, but also, whatever else comes up. But yes, the next report will be spicy. That's the one we're looking forward to.
Yeah. All right. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more. Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge. Ted, thanks for sticking around. What do you think about these livestock prices?
Hey, look at the cattle complex go, right? Go Friday, we had a whole lot of selling based on a lot of uncertainty over what would happen over the weekend. We know what happened over the weekend. Now we were able to kind of move past that with less uncertainty. And we've seen a lot of buying come back into the market. So value buying is what I'm going to say. And yesterday's reversal higher followed with the follow-through strength here today. Feeders being the leaders, as we like to see, right? It looks pretty good on the chart. Now the question ultimately is going to be, Scott, is this a bear market bounce or a change in the trend? Have we found a bottom here? And I think the next couple of days are really going to prove that out a bit more. I certainly feel like we had gotten a little bit lower than where we needed to be. Fundamentals have changed in the cattle complex so much to justify much more downside. But livestock markets have a tendency to overshoot the mark, as you know, Scott. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where, I'm concerned about a lot of the outside markets, Ted. It may be having a little bit of an influence here. What would you say about that? 20 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely, right. We are so sensitive to what we think demand is going to be, especially for the premium cuts of meat. If we see weakness there, the increasing strength in the dollar, that gives us a lot of concerns about what demand might.
Exactly.
Big concern.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Great stuff as usual. Ted Seifried, Zaner Ag Hedge. He's in Chicago. Thanks for being on. We're going to bring it back here to Nashville. I'll hand it back over to Suzanne one more time.
Good stuff as always, but I was trying to see what was going on behind him.